Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here. Summa Triggerum, Summa Spoilerum, Summa Tangentum. This is a hashtag Move the Needle video and a new comic book day video, but what I try to do with my new comic book day videos is not just show you a pile of comics I got, but talk a little bit about why I got them and what I think is what it is that's helping me make my purchase decisions, and maybe talk a bit about comics I'm buying that I want to push you and recommend you to go get. So, for hashtag Move the Needle, what that is a hashtag started by the Diversity in Comics channel. We all nickname him Our Boy Zach, where you buy comics, but then you show pictures of your comics and you talk to the creators about it. You talk about the YouTubers and people on Twitter who recommended the comics to you and the retailers. So I think I've mentioned this already, but my primary comic book shop is Graham Crackers. They're a chain of comic book stores with multiple locations, and they're great. They give you 3 free comic books on a Wednesday. They have programs that let kids get free comics if their grades are doing well. So I would recommend it. I've talked about how great my comic book shop owner is in the past and how that's helped sell me on new series. So with that, let us begin. First off, our boy Zach, the Diversity in Comics channel, recently reviewed Falcon number 5. And at the end, he said, if you go get this, bless your little puppy paws. And since we at the number one Marmaduke fan show are great appreciators and lovers of Great Danes and all dogs, I decided this would be a good opportunity to get my little puppy dog Paws blessed. So I went out to get Falcon. Couldn't find issue 5, but I got 2 and 4. Actually read them on the way home. So I guess super mini abbreviated comic book review plus Move the Needle video. This is okay. They're not great, but they're okay. It reminds me a little bit of the debates going on over the Black Panther movie, where is Black Panther sending a positive message where it's kind of the philosophy of Martin Luther King versus the philosophy of Malcolm X that's more violent and radical, and the good guys represent Martin Luther King's philosophy and the bad guys represent Malcolm X's philosophy? Or is the Black Panther movie still kind of selling a woke racial identity politics message to young people? And I have similar feelings about the Falcon. I haven't even seen the Black Panther movie yet because I wait for those to come out on DVD. But I've heard people having that discussion about it. And I can see how that might apply to these Falcon comics as well, where Falcon's representing kind of a Martin Luther King perspective, where he's trying to stop the violence going on. And the bad guy, Dre, is anti-white and hates white people. So I like that aspect of it, but having racial politics in this comic, it feels a little bit cheap. It feels a bit like it's condescending to this character. Oh, he's a black superhero, so we got to have some racial identity politics moments in it. And I saw that in both issues. So my conclusion is I don't think it's terrible. I don't think this is SJWism in comics, but it's still kind of an annoying ham-fisted insertion of political themes for the sake of having political themes into into an adventure comic where I don't think the political racial politics helps the story whatsoever. I really like, though, spoilers by the way, Summa Spoilerum, that the son of Satan has disguised himself as the mayor of Chicago. 3 guesses which political party the son of Satan ran for in Chicago. So anyway, that was a recommendation from the Diversity in Comics channel, so let's look at the rest of it. Kirby Genesis. I've got no idea what to expect. This is Dynamite taking some old Jack Kirby characters from some obscure period of his career and doing stuff with them. I hate these digitally painted covers. I think they're trying to capture Kirby's maybe sort of over-the-top style, but it doesn't work when it's this realistically painted. It just comes off as off-putting. I think this black and white line drawing is much more pleasing to the eye, and it seems a little bit sellouty to just have Kirby's name on the front as a way of convincing me to buy it, but it worked because I had no clue who these characters or what this world was, but I know who Jack Kirby is, and I'm interested to check out things that Jack Kirby created. So I'll let you know if this is decent or not. Punisher the Platoon, at My Boy Comic University, at LT Fish, Diversity in Comics channel, multiple people, and I've enjoyed every issue of this so far. One of the best comics that Marvel's putting out. Graphic warning, it's depicting the Vietnam War. There's blood, there's guts, there's F-bombs. It's trying to depict the darkness and the horrors of war in a realistic way, but I think it's got a lot of heart to it. Monsters Unleashed is one that I don't think anyone recommended this to me. I think I just bought it because I was interested in it, and I've enjoyed most of these issues. Unfortunately, Ariz Mendy is not one of the strongest artists they've got on Monsters Unleashed, but they've had some excellent artists on previous issues, and overall the tone is fun. It's a young, kid superhero who's really creative and he's starting out his career. He's trying to cope with the fact that he's more powerful than most of the superheroes in the Marvel universe. So if you haven't been getting this, I would say give it a shot, especially some of the earlier issues. So it's got the problem of either being mediocre or being really great in the art department, but generally the story is enjoyable and really fun. Daredevil, not just recommended by our boy Zach, but I think recommended by Unranked Chevron. Multiple people suggested to me that I should give Daredevil another chance, and I've enjoyed it since then. Venom, I think pretty much everybody recommended Venom to me. Eddie Brock's a classic character. They brought him back. He's got some heart and soul to him. I skipped one of the issues in this series because Dan Slott was so rude to me on Twitter. But I've enjoyed every Venom comic I've read this year, and they've just done some new stuff with him. So he's going to be a guest in X-Men Blue. He's in the X-Men Blue Annual. Okay, I'll give it a shot. I've mentioned before that I don't like things like the magical or the space side of the Marvel Universe. I kind of like Spider-Man and the X-Men. So this is the first time I've bought just a regular X-Men book in a while to see what they're doing with Venom in it. So who knows? Maybe this will be a chance for me to get into the X-Men books a little bit more. By the way, the Venomverse event from, last October or so, that was a real fun adventure story. So if you can go back and find that or get the trade paperback, I think you'll enjoy it. I got the annual for X-Men Gold as well, because what the heck. Phoenix Resurrection, the Diversity in Comics channel recommended the first issue, and then he kind of skimped out around issue 4 and got sick of it. So I to be honest, I mostly just got this because it had the hollow foil cover, and it was at regular price. The store didn't jack up the price, so what the heck. All right, the Black Panther Annual, this is purely a Diversity in Comics recommendation. He said that this was a good sum of the character's history, and to be honest, I haven't read any Black Panther solo comics. I've read lots of his guest appearances and things like the Avengers, so it's good for me to have a little bit of a catch up on the character. The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. This is an alternate universe where Spider-Man and Mary Jane are still married, which I always thought was one of the healthiest relationships in comics. Several people have actually roasted it and said this isn't that great, like Douglas Ernst and Diversity in Comics, but your nerd wonder and her enthusiasm for this relationship. She says this is one of the only Marvel comic books she gets. So she's such a talented artist that I take her taste in comics seriously. So if this is the only Marvel comic book your nerd wonder gets, then I'm willing to give it a shot. So I'll let you know if I like that one. Batman Beyond, but not with Batman Beyond in it. Whatever, I'll give it a shot. I really like the Batman Beyond character. So even though the Batman Beyond character is in Batman Beyond, I'll still give it a shot. I don't know why I bought this. It was $1, and I've already read and reviewed the original of this, but I guess I kind of like the cover. So I figured, what the heck, I'll probably just flip through it again and give it away anyway. See, I reviewed Ryan. I didn't like it that much, and some people disliked that video. So I'm probably going to reread it and see if I still hold to my position. Ninjak, I've already reviewed the trade paperback. This was solid. Go get the trade paperback. This is the one that my comic book store owner loaned me, his personal copy, as a way of trying to introduce me to the Valiant universe, because I admitted to him that I had no interest in the Valiant universe and I wasn't sure where to start. So he loaned me his copy to help introduce me to those characters. So, mwah, que bella. We need comic book store owners like that promoting the industry. since I'm now semi-interested in Valiant, I'm going to give a few of these $1 ones a shot, because what the heck, it's $1. Archer and Armstrong, all right. Oh boy, Harbinger with a big giant faith flying through the air with a very poorly drawn face. Well, for $1, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll get to make fun of the art. This was 15 cents, and it's by something called Aspen Comics. Okay, well, for 15 cents, Aspen Comics, I'll check out your previews of what you're putting out. What the heck? Image Comics, The Hero Discovered Magic. This just looks like Shazam, right? He's even got like the Shazam lightning bolt on, but there was something kind of Frank Miller-esque about the drawing style. So for $1, I'll risk it. Yeah, I'll let you know. Supergirl. I think it was Captain Cummings, actually, who convinced me that I should give Supergirl a shot. He had a video called Supergirl is Much Better Than the CW Show. I picked up issue 18 purely because there was a really beautiful looking Supergirl on the front of that comic. And after reading listening to Cummings' review, I said, okay, well, then I'll go check out more of it. So I bought a few of the older issues with the character. New Superman and the Justice League of China. I got to be honest. The reason I'm giving this a chance is I saw what I think is a 4chan/CO meme making fun of, I don't know what character it was making fun of, but it was propping up New Superman as a great character. Who was it making? It was one of those Virgin versus Chad memes where they're making fun of like weak wimpy men versus awesome alpha men. And New Superman, it cast him as the awesome alpha jock guy because apparently it's an acknowledgement of the Superman legacy. It's not trying to just add diversity. Hey, Superman's Chinese now. Ta-da! It's actually honoring the legacy of Superman. So what the heck? So, and because it has the digital code, and since I give away most of my comics, that means that these digital code comics are low risk for me. Even if it's $3, I can read it. If I don't like it, I'll give it away, and I could always return to it later to do the digital code. All right, I want to pump to you recent Aquaman. The artist on Aquaman changed a couple issues ago, and now it's Federici. And I don't know who this Federici guy is, but it's like Jean-Paul Rubens plus George Bridgman style drawing. It's absolutely heroic, beautifully pencil-drawn, muscular figures. So just from an art perspective, this is worth getting. Boy, that one Aquaman's pretty thick. It looks like it's using pencil drawing and then digital painting right on top. And I think it's a pleasing overall effect. I think a lot about coloring in comics, and one of the things I think about is matching similar things to similar things. So really simple, clean black and white lines, well, that goes really well with really simple, easy to understand color. Kind of delicate Rembrandtian pencil strokes, well, that goes well with a little bit more painterly style color. So can't wait to dig into this one. Trinity, this is another one that I just picked up on my own on a whim because I figured, heck, I get the free digital comic, right? If I don't like it, I'll give it away. What the heck? And they've got some great cover artists for this. To be honest, I actually even haven't read my Trinity comic books yet. Those are the ones I'm behind on. Super Sons, 4chan's favorite comic. You're a Nerd Wonder also helped push me on this. And Just Some Guy has helped sell me on Super Sons, and I've really enjoyed it. I don't know why I got this. I think I just had it somewhere in my head that, I heard someone say they liked Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier, right? Right? It's Clint as the character, not Kate Bishop as the character. And then I went to try to see who was it who recommended this to me. And then I found Unranked Chevron's video saying that it's actually roasting this comic a bit. And I said, oh no, I did that thing where I thought someone said it was good when what I remembered was someone saying it's not so good. So I'll read it and I'll let you know if I agree with Unranked Chevron or not. So that's my list. And now I've got a bit of a special announcement. I've been doing a series called The Unlisted, Forever Unlisted videos, where I'm roasting this terribly cheesy poorly drawn Christian comic called Degrees of Kelvin, and I went to try to find if I could just buy all of Degrees of Kelvin in one volume, and it's not out yet. It's still an ongoing series, but I found the predecessor to Degrees of Kelvin by the same people, Captain Absolutely versus Dr. Relative. Absolute truth, moral relativism, oh boy. So what the unlisted vids are is me reading these comics and just making fun of them, laughing about how bad they are. And the reason I enlist them is they're so bad that I'm just laughing, or I'm stopping halfway through and just making groans trying to read it. So I enlisted them because I was embarrassed by the quality of the comic and embarrassed by my performance. And then a couple people watched it and said, wow, these are pretty cool. So I did a poll saying, should I list the forever unlisted videos? And about 95% of people said, go ahead and list them. So here's my compromise. I'm not going to list those older vids, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile all my old reviews of this cringy comic into one video. I'll publish that. So technically, I will not have listed the old unlisted vids. But if you're interested to see me cringing at a terribly cheesy Christian comic, then you'll still get to see that. And then I cannot wait to crack this open, because I know before going in that there's going to be some spectacularly hilarious nonsense to Captain Absolutely. But I'm going to save talking about that more for when I actually review it. What I want to do with this is it's a little bit like the Bible Reloaded, where there are these atheists who are making fun of Bible Man and what a terrible show Bible Man is. I want to make fun of what's bad about these Christian comics. But for me, I've been open about my religious faith on this channel, and I kind of want to provide the service of letting bad Christian comics know what they could do better to not be so offensively Jack Chick-esque in their style of storytelling. So that is my list. If you get anything because of my channel, please do at me at N01MarmadukeFan, or email me at N01MarmadukeFan@gmail.com. Use the hashtag MoveTheNeedle if you buy anything on my recommendation. And then at the creators or the publishers and the retailers who sold you the comic. This is the point of the Move the Needle hashtag is to let people in the industry know that we love their work and we're buying their work and that we support the comic book industry. And it's to let other people know how you found out about these books. So I found out about it on this YouTube channel or that YouTube channel. Did I mention Nim Headroom? I feel like he sold me on a few books, but I forgot to mention which one he sold me on recently. Oh, I've already mentioned this. Something I want to do is I want to go over all my videos and make you guys a nice little one video that's all my recommendations from the past year. And I want other people to do that. So I'm probably going to reach out to them individually, since I like to binge watch a comics YouTube channel while I'm cleaning or doing dishes. So I might chat with some other YouTubers about making that happen on more than just one channel, because I think it'd be useful for people who are just interested in getting some comic book recommendations to get a little list of really great ones, best ones, medium ones, and maybe not ones. I think that'd be great for people who don't have the time to watch dozens and dozens and dozens of YouTube videos looking for recommendations. Anyway, I'm #1 Marmaduke fan. I love you guys. Why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? Oh, and if you share this video, I will be giving away both of those Falcon comics. And I threw the pile over there, so I can't even show it you. But the 2 Falcon comics I showed you are up for grabs. Share this video and comment shared if you'd like one of those, and I'll pick one of the comments that says that wants the comic and mail it to you. Just make sure you have an address that you're okay sharing with me, either in private messages on Twitter or via email. And those Falcon comics can be yours. Love you guys. Catch you later.